Hi, welcome to Diet Club. My name is Oscar, also known as DJ Sulfur, and basically I just wanted to explain to you what Diet Club is. Diet Club is a weight loss movement that aims to help many people lose weight by giving them the most effective and efficient nutritional information out there. Now, to me personally, weight loss has always been somewhat a challenge since I was a teenager, and it's always something that I've always wanted to resolve since then. And later in my adolescent years, when I was 21, I ended up joining a gym, hoping that that alone would actually help me get that body that I thought I wanted to get. You know, when you're younger and when you're growing up and when you have certain insecurities about your weight and your body and how you look, these are things that you feel if you get sorted, somehow your life will be enriched. But then no one gave us a disclaimer that this is actually not one of the easiest things out there. You know, back then, if I look back at how I started off, was basically inspired by nutrition magazines and fitness magazines, but then they never really told us the truth or the information that will actually help you in every aspect. And this is why I know for a fact that many people still find it as a challenge till today. When I was younger, for instance, I used to try all sorts of diets out there. I used to buy a lot of shakes, a lot of pills, a lot of exercise equipment that I barely used and that never helped me a lot. So basically I was spending a lot of money and getting little results. And this is what led to my frustration. Now, when I was an adolescent, when I was 21 years old and I joined a gym, I literally started gymming for 3 years. And yes, I experienced a few improvements in terms of my strength and my muscular structure, but I still didn't like my body. And it was then when I was actually on the verge of quitting the gym, where I actually got into a depressive slump because I felt that life wasn't going the way I wanted to. I was applying all this effort and energy. I was going to the gym at least 2 to 3 hours a day, and I still looked almost the same way I looked when I started off gymming. So clearly something wasn't going right. And then one day I had an epiphany. I was reading Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography entitled Total Recall. And basically it's a memoir of a bodybuilder. In case you don't know Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's an action star. Well, back then he was actually one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. He was known as the 7-time Mr. Olympia back in the 70s. So now in his memoir, he's highlighting certain things about nutrition and how it's important and how nutrition plays 80% in your weight loss journey. So somehow you're gonna lose a lot of fat, but at the same time, you're able to maintain muscle and proper body structure. And only then, after reading that autobiography, I realized all the mistakes I've been making my entire life. So I decided to carry out an experiment. And in this experiment, basically, it's about proper nutrition as well as the things that you drink as well. You have to drink the proper kinds of stuff, and when it comes to exercise, you don't really have to exert as much energy as I used to exert before. And in 9 weeks, I lost a total of 12 kilograms of fat. So at first I actually thought it was a fluke, like, okay, maybe it was one of those beginner's luck things. So I decided to carry out other experiments. And as I'm carrying out the experiments, I actually realized that this was actually one of the easiest ways to lose weight. Because first of all, I was never hungry. Secondly, I used to drink a lot of beverages, of course the right ones. And thirdly, I actually used to drink alcohol. Lastly, I wasn't exerting as much energy as I was when I started at the gym. Now I could spend 30 to 45 minutes a day and I would still get proper results. So as I said earlier, I carried out 4 more experiments, which means in 2 years, I lost an average of 11 kilograms each time I tried this diet approach, just to see whether this is really as effective as it is and whether I can also use this information to help other people as well who are interested in losing weight. So I used to notice a similar trend, especially when I was at the gym. And this is what actually led me to starting this movement and to writing the Diet Club manual and to conduct a lot of research, because I noticed that most people at the gym or where I was were going through the same frustrations that I was going through. They would come to the gym, they would pay for membership, but some of them actually ended up looking worse off than they did 2 years ago. And I know for a fact that this is something that everyone struggles with. So I decided to come up with something that's clear, that's simple, that's effective, and that will help you lose weight in as little as 3 months. Actually, you're going to notice results in 3 days. In 7 days, you're going to lose an average of 1.5 kilos to 2.5 kilograms just by eating the right foods. And it's actually a crazy epiphany that your nutrition and knowing exactly what to eat and what to avoid actually counts for more than 80% of your weight loss. So this is exactly why I was inspired to do this, because after all those years of feeling like I was being misinformed, I decided to write something that will actually really help people without just, swindling them for their money, or without just like following the advertising trends that we were always sold onto. Like for instance, when I used to be inspired by the muscle magazines and by the magazines of fitness per se, and I would read the articles, honestly speaking, none of them really helped me in any way. I found the information rather confusing, and most of the stuff was a bit shallow in terms that they were only scratching the surface, but they were not really giving you the whole truth. So I decided to experiment further, to carry out all the research, to read books on diet and nutrition, so that I come up with something that is so simple for you to enjoy. And I hope one day you're gonna take this information that I'm sharing with you and actually use it to your advantage. Because basically what I compiled is something that I wish I had when I was 15 years old. It would have made my life easier. It would have made all those years of frustration